we call through the echoes of time. Okay, so we got some of the old...
this is one of 1688.
1688 Welsh English Dictionary.
Aye.
Amazing.
That's 1688. Okay.
Oh, so it's got quite a few pages. I thought I could just copy the pages,
it's
but...
pretty good. It's pretty good. It's, you know, we make notes all over the thing. I don't know how many pages there are, but it's quite extensive little book.
Well, the one I saw only had a few hundred words, and I thought, oh, I could just copy that, but this is more extensive, isn't it?
Oh, aye.
How does it work then? Because there seems to be quite a lot of text in it.
And it gives you all the... Well, it gives you it gives you the word, and it says what it is.
Fair enough. Stupid question.
This is another one. This is one of it's fallen apart because it's got used. You see, if you don't use them, even it's important to use. Unfortunately, this one is.
Yes, unread books always look pretty, don't they?
Well, you know, we bought them for the purpose of doing something with them. You know, this is a dictionary in English and Welsh. I don't know what, hang on. This is a better, more detailed. This is equally bloody old. Oh, this is ancient. Right?
So I didn't realise there were so many dictionaries going back to...
Alright, well, look, you've got English to Welsh there in the back, and you've got Welsh to English in the front. So, I studied what they now call O-levels in Welsh.
Yes.
So I could handle it, you see. So we got those two, and another invaluable book. We got a book of ancient maps.
Oh, right.
So this is a map, but it's got not the modern names of towns and places. It's got the ancient names.
Okay.
And so
when was this book made, do you think?
This.
Or when does it say?
I'll say somewhere. We picked it up for £1.
£1.
Well, they were just still on the movies.
I know. You can't get them now.
Yeah, aye.
You made it hard for me. See, I go around Hay-on-Wye and all these places, and I can't find anything.
You can't get anything.
What does it say there? The Wise Man.
Yeah, hang on. I'm trying to get these. It's pretty damned old.
Right.
Yeah.
What sort of place names are different then? Can you think of any? Or
you won't find Cardiff, you find Caerdydd, like, you know.
Oh, right. It's the old Welsh names on it.
Yeah. And here, here they are in the back, you see. So you get a name in a text. You look at the name in the text, look it on the map. You know?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yes.
So that's how we use
it's a bit like, they do it in modern.
Yeah, my colleague's pretty cute, he knew what to look for, you know. This one is, he'd scour around to find these bloody things, you know. And this is how it goes. This is pretty old, they didn't make them very big. The smaller they were, the cheaper they could make them in the old days, as they were.
Yeah, so it's atlas. Can we show us one of the maps then? What sort of they must be hand drawn, mustn't they?
Yeah, it's some maps.
Nothing else they could be in those days.
Yeah. That's a typical map, you see. And all the names are the ancient names, you see. The Peloponnese, that's ancient Greece.
Right.
And Thrace and Sparta and that. Okay.
With all the old names though.
But all the old names on it. So, we had enough wisdom in our own funny way to arm ourselves with the right weapons, didn't we? And
yes.
That's what we did.
Especially the last century, there seems to be an awful lot of changes in names, don't there?
Oh, my colleague's like a ferret, he goes on and flittens all the rabbits out there all the time he gets. Like. He certainly knows what to look for. And he enjoyed it, you see. So you can actually, the boundaries of places are different as well, you see.
Yeah, they're always changing, aren't they?
Yeah, there's, So,
Is that China, is it?
Mediterranean.
Oh, sorry.
Dacia, Macedonia.
Macedonia.
That's north of Greece, isn't it?
Yep.
And up into Europe, you see. Southern Europe. Macedonia there. So this is the way you do it.
Yeah, get the old information, isn't
Well,
it?
you've got the old words, you can read the text, whether these two, and when there's places, we can find them accurately. So we were fairly well armed to do the job in this respect. But obviously then we...
You don't need a lot of books then, do you? Just some of the old ones, is that?
Well, fortunately, people in the last century, some people realised the value of the old texts, and they produced what they call Mavernian archaeology.
I'm sorry, say again?
Mavernian archaeology, they call
Okay.
it. And I can handle it, it's Welsh, you see. The archaeology of Wales, ancient manuscripts.
Oh, it is actually called archaeology. Let's just turn the camera on.
Well, it is archelology to them.
Yeah.
They didn't bother with maybe saying we're not digging anything, but
Yeah.
to them it was archaeology. So in here you've got just about every bloody text available. You've got all sorts. Well, look at the size of the damn thing.
Let's sneak around next to you.
You've got, wow. See, it falls apart once
It's
you...
a massive book, isn't it? It's well
Well, it says
over 1,000.
1,070 pages up to there. And is this? So it's
Yeah.
it's more. You know, it's 1,000.
There's music as well, wow.
1,223, 1,247, 1,250, 1,250 pages up to there.
There's some music as well, then.
And ancient music as well.
Oh, right. I'll take some pictures of that. See if I can play it.
Aye. So
I was looking for a theme
once you
tune.
get yourself armed with the right ammunition, and we got other books, history books as well. So once you get the right ammunition, you're up for the job. And we weren't going to be back and forth libraries like idiots, you know. We were going to do it our way. And the other thing is you get the land of charters. Every king who won a battle or the Welsh kings were in South Wales. So the number one cathedral is Llandaff, right? And they would, it's the Book of Aneurin, see, an ancient text, again, historical poems and all sorts of things. Book of Aneurin. And we slugged through them one word at a time. It's comic, isn't it? And this is
Well, there's any consolation. The Welsh speakers I've spoken to can't understand much of the Old Welsh anyway, so I
John
guess...
Capgrave's book, which is about the Henrys.
Oh, hang on, can I just grab that a sec?
That's an Englishman's attempted doing a bit on the Henrys. So we've got the land of charters, we've got the land of charters. I'm sure it's somewhere we've got, like.
So that's just Henry's. It's not the English Henry's, is it? Or
Yeah, just the English King Henry, Henry the Seventh. Well, Henry the Seventh they wanted, see, because Henry the Seventh Welsh.
yes.
So that'd be the attraction there.
But he's the one who brought in his North Walian genealogy and...
Whatever.
Oh, you skipped that one.
No, he didn't skip it
We'll
off.
stick to books today, is it?
Yeah, this is Lives of the Saints.
So this is the Iolo Morgannwg one, is it?
No, these are the Iolo manuscripts there. And he collected an awful lot of stuff. He used to go around the big houses and mansions where there were books.
Yeah.
And they used to allow him to sit and copy them. And he is an absolute hero. Of course, then they call him a forger. Didn't forge any fucking thing. Didn't forge anything. All dead accurate. And of course, they call him a forger because how do you get rid of the evidence?
Don't want to see what he's produced, yeah.
They don't want to see it.
That must be such hard work if you think about
Here's
it.
your old manuscripts again.
I mean, if reading all these is hard work, imagine copying them all. Let's take them. Oh, there's some of
Right, so-
Colburn and stuff I just saw.
Yeah, well, that's just the motif of the Colburn alphabet. Though. Genealogies, you see, like this, so-and-so the son of so-and-so the son of so-and-so, they're vital. And then you can put a who's who together for everybody. You can reconstruct society in the 6th century. Does that make sense? There's the motif of the alphabet. All right.
Yeah. Now, as we studying Colburn, we'll recognise those.
In
That's the three. I mean,
the
is that the three
name
basic
of God,
strokes there? Yeah.
in the name of God and every good. Every good.
That's God, the first word, though, isn't it? Sort of the word order's a bit different.
Well,
That's Dewey, isn't it? That one.
in the name of God. That would be God, yes.
Right.
But I mean, the syntax of Welsh is different.
Yes, yes.
English.
God, his name it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Background.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And it says where he got it from, see?
So just zoom in again.
Well, he got it from the ancient book, the great book of Thomas Truman of Pantllwyd, Pwyth, Llan and Llananwr in Glamorgan. And
Of course, 'cause he's copying them, so he's
copying
what the original
where
was
they're
he's
from.
copied. Right,
Yeah.
okay.
so
Yes.
anybody could check up in his time, and they would, you know. And the guy who's manuscript.
Yes, he was giving references.
The
It's,
guy whose manuscript it was would want a copy, and he'd want to demand that it was right. You know, it's all excellent stuff, and you've got all sorts of notices and historical notices and ancient historical poems about princes and
is this all in Welsh? Apart from the odd translated phrase?
Aye, and yes, it's all in Welsh, you could say. I did O levels in Welsh, what they call O levels, and so I could manage it. We whipped through it one word at a time, and you start remembering words a bit after you've done it a bit, you know. The kings of Glywyswg, or the kings of that area were. Yes,
How far back does the term Glywyswg go then? Is it? Do you know on that one?
Way into the Dark Ages. Way into the Dark Ages. Yes, in Apgurgans.
Because they're not using the term Siluras at all, it would seem.
Well, no, they're not. They wouldn't.
That's just the Roman expression. And
Why should they use Romans?
yeah.
Why would they bother? Yes, the son of is the last king, you see. And they're giving the royal lineage of Coiti, naming all the kings. Because people in the 1400s could trace themselves, and 1500s and later, could trace themselves back to the kings, you see.
Yeah, and Coiti's significant, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why they concentrate the history of Gwynedd in North Wales. They don't want the history of this world when all these bloody people can trace themselves back to King Arthur and others. That's embarrassing for the kings of England, who were Germans and God as well. It's very embarrassing for them. You know, they don't want this at all at any price.
No.
And they don't want King Arthur popping up as a real person, and we know he's buried and all that. Well, both of them. There's two Arthurs. That's why he's such a powerful king. He's actually two kings.
Because Arthur 1 you've got in Warwick, haven't you? And then
yeah.
Arthur 2 in...
Yeah. We thought the English would like that, you know. They should do. But of course they tried to blow that out of the water if they could. We see.
So would that make Arthur 1 Lloegr then, or is he still Cymru?
It was Lloegr, yeah, but there were no Anglo-Saxons in his time.
No, but would Arthur 1 be...
300,
yes.
You're talking about 280 or 300. I mean.
But would Arthur 1 be Lloegr or Cymric then?
Well, he'd be Cymric, but in that zone.
Right, okay.
I mean, Wales is the ever-shrinking country, I don't know if you know that.
Well, I'd noticed, yes.
They used to say when I was young, the English would only be satisfied when we're all up standing at high tide, at low tide, up to our necks in water in Cardigan Bay.
Yes.
That's what they used to say. And the English would be happy.
Yeah. Well, I was in Atlantic Major a few weeks ago, and I was told that was anglicised. I was like,
What?
Atlantic Major was anglicised.
Oh, yes, it is. Llan Tidvar.
But he meant the place,
Llan
though.
is Llan Tidvar.
It's not just the name.
Llan is a church estate. Saint Illtyd, cousin of King Arthur first, second. And Var, the great Illtyd. It's the holy estate of the great Illtyd. Llan Illtyd Var. That's what it's about. You lose the meaning when you use English. It doesn't mean a bloody thing.
Place names are important,
So
aren't they?
anyway, all these things record battles and genealogies. And the whole damn history is available if you want it. Crackers, isn't it?
And you can get these books, because they don't seem to be copied.
My colleagues out there, we got one book. It's about as thick as these put together. And it's got all the histories in the one book. So we did manage to get these. They're mainly printed 1830, 1880, 1850, that's our era. And then I think London realised how dangerous they were, and the curtain came down, you know. But we managed to get them, and then we're using them. They're falling apart. But that's what we bought them for, to use them, not to keep them.
Yeah, I have to get them scanned, because frustratingly, Cardiff University haven't scanned these. They should be in their records, shouldn't they? These should be available.
Cardiff, the word university, you can spell it WC, can you? Oh, yeah.
That's your old alma mater you're talking about there, Alan.
You didn't go there, did you?
Well,
You didn't go there.
well, you went there, didn't you? Yeah.
Bloody
Yeah.
joke, man. No, it's all right. The people were all right, but I never thought much of the bloody place. So we've got other. He's got the really big stuff. He keeps them in his bedroom. You won't let him near them. But we got really big books as well. We got some there. Wacky big books. Heavy, you know, Kelly.
What sort of books are they then? Well,
It's history and histories. And there's one.
I mean, are they in Welsh or they
one-
just?
Well, some are Welsh and some are Welsh and English. You know, it doesn't matter. We can read Welsh. I can anyway. I take a little time.
I was just curious if you can remember any of the
I take a
names,
little
or
bit of time, and I have to get a dictionary with me, so I can read it. Yeah.
especially the old Welsh words. Yes.
Aye, yes. So we bought the oldest dictionaries we could, and somebody reprinted the dictionary of 1648, and we got another dictionary 1831. They're different to what you get today, so you need the old dictionaries, not the new dictionary today. Although we do have a modern dictionary, obviously.
Very difficult to find, unfortunately.
Well, well, they weren't difficult to find when we started off. But I think we then were largely responsible for some interest in this growing, and a lot of people started, looking around to get hold of them.
Well, I can't get I can get 1800 and something dictionaries, but 1600 or 17th century dictionaries.
We've got them. He's got a cabinet. He keeps all the good stuff in. I'll show you if you like.
Oh yeah, we're going to have a look. Yeah,
And,
I'd like to do that.
we keep we've pruned down on what we got. We only keep the essential stuff now. We've got stacks of it, and we've got all the bits and pieces that we need, really.
Yeah.
And we're able to cope with almost anything. What we have tried to do is to get rid of 18th, 19th century academic nonsense. I'm not accusing the modern academic because they just don't know. And we've tried always to get roughly correct dates on matters. So the Trojan War is not 1200 BC. The Trojan War is actually 650. We think is 638 BC, which is virtually 602 years out. Well, once you do that, a lot of stuff that's muddled by being misstated falls into place, and the picture emerges of its own accord. So you got these key points like the Trojan War. If you tackle that, you're in with a chance. Now, we can read the Egyptian hieroglyphs using Welsh. Now, when they were trying to decipher the hieroglyphs, there was a lady and two men separately. One around 1828, the other in the 1850s and the 1870s.
Is that Champollion?
And they all said, try using Welsh.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Yeah.
And of course, they said, we think it'll work. And of course, it's ridiculous, And Champollion is a con man. He's not right. What they're producing is gibberish. But if you use Welsh, you can just read his hieroglyphs. You can teach anybody to do it. Give them a dictionary, anybody can read the hieroglyphs. Because the root language is all Welsh. Yes. Well, I can't see why this is...
No, I've followed your notes and I've been learning it. It's very doable,
not of interest to academics?
It's baffling, isn't it?
Why would they have a convoluted, baffling set of way of writing that only a couple of geniuses could understand to even write it, let alone read it? Wouldn't they put it up in a manner that all the passers-by and visitors to the temple or the palace could read about it? I am King Blog, the great king. It wouldn't say blah blah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Champollion's a con man, and Ippolito Rossellini is mate with him. They conned everybody, but they were so desperate for anything. They said, "Yeah, I got Champollion bloody book here somewhere." Oh God. You take Einstein to read it, I tell you, it's crazy.
Well, I read Budge's stuff as well, and it's very similar, isn't it? It follows on.
Yeah. But
it gets even more complicated.
We could teach children to do it, like school kids. Get them over 12, like a bit older. But you can teach anyone to do it. Anybody can read the hieroglyphs. All he wants is a Welsh dictionary.
Yes.
Welsh to English. That's all he wants. He read the hieroglyphs. Now, this is obviously we never intended to make anybody, academics, look stupid or foolish or denigrate them. That I can't overstress that. We just went and did the job. And we've always said, join us, come with us. But there seemed to be a mental block on it. They've all made their reputations, haven't they, and that sort of thing. But it's time it was put right. Because the idea that only a handful of scholars could read the hieroglyphs, and then slowly crack it.
But also to me it seems strange that in 1822 they would have got it right. They only had a limited amount of information. The odds of getting it right were pretty long, wasn't it, you know? They should be expected to be revised, shouldn't it, and reviewed.
I've got a book somewhere. Egyptian grammar.
Oh, there's more books right behind me.
Oh, the green one. Egyptian grammar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll tell you what. That, if you can read that, you get a Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
It's absolute bloody
Around the
nonsense.
hands then.
Absolute bloody nonsense.
God, that's a solid book, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've collected the right books.
Well, why would they have got it right? I mean, you'd expect revisions. That's what I can't understand. You'd normally expect to have a go and then revise and revise and revise.
Look at it, you know.
There doesn't seem to be any revision going on in this, does there?
No,
It's just they've got
nobody's
that's it,
checked out.
and that's the end, like, you know.
Verbs of motion, and they don't say anywhere how you would pronounce any of this. You know.
Well, the obvious example is why is an A an A, isn't it? You
That's
know,
right.
why is a bird an A sound? Why would that be?
Aye.
It's pretty there's a reason, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah.
You can argue if the reason's right or wrong, but at least you've got a reason.
Well, the snake nada, no idea.
No idea for that, isn't it?
Yeah. See, so look at this massive Egyptian grammar. It cannot be. I mean, English grammar is what, 3 or 4 pages, isn't it? Explain it, you know.
Yes.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Especially
crazy.
Especially in a primitive language as well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, they were. Well,
An ancient language, early language, I should say.
language.
Yes, early, yes.
To the memory of Francis Llewellyn Griffith, my grateful remembrance, my earliest lessons in hieroglyphs.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Diolch yn fawr, bud.
So, you know, we managed to get our hands on the right books, didn't we?
Yeah, yes. Well, apart from this one, maybe.
Well, Alan Gardner, he's very famous.
Oh, yes, I've read some gardener stuff.
But, you know,
Is Budge quoted in there as well? Because I read Budge's lessons in Egyptian. They're quite amusing.
Look, it's got to be like any other language. You could teach a 10-year-old the alphabet and how to read and write. It cannot be that only about 6 people in Egypt could read bloody things or write them. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's, well, because we've discussed, the artists as well would have to know what they're writing, wouldn't they?
Yeah, of course they would.
Or the carvers.
So, do we know what we're talking about? I got a feeling we do.
Yeah.
We have simply said there were 3 people proposed reading it in Welsh. One about 1828, one around 1850, and one around 1876. One lady and 2 gentlemen, right? And they were shouted down. How can these peasants? How can that possibly be? I think the Anglo-Saxon superiority in the Irish and the Welsh peasants type of thing, mentality, and probably Scots as well.
Yes.
And so there was this superiority complex because they had their great empire, didn't they, and all this sort of thing. You know.
Well, the idea of Welsh being an important language, I think, is if you're banning a language, it suddenly turns out to be really important.
Oh, it is.
You're causing why are you banning it if it's an ancient language, isn't it?
Yeah, because then we've tracked things down. We're using the same alphabet and the same style alphabets. You've got you can read the Egyptian hieroglyphs. You can read a lot of stuff down what's now Abyssinia and that.